Greeting HMC friends, it's Wednesday and it's great to be with you. And may I use that greeting, may the Lord be with you. And as we respond, and also with you. Peter C's sermon on Sunday made me do a bit of thinking. He was expressing how God can express a message. And so I pick up from Exodus chapter 3, and I am going to read some selected verses. Now Moses was tending the flock at Jethro. There the angel of the Lord appeared to him in flames of fire from within a bush. Moses saw that though the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. So Moses thought, I will go over and see the strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, I am here. Later on in the chapter, it says, and God said to Moses, I will be with you, and this will be the sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. Well, we thank God for that word. Hearing God's voice, or what is the sign, is quite a tricky one. You know, Moses had a burning bush. It was a little extraordinary, so maybe he listened. But if you actually look in the Bible, there are many, many verses where God speaks to the people and says, this will be my sign. Joseph was dreaming. Those wise folk who came from the east, God spoke in dreams. Mary claimed she'd seen an angel. That's how God was speaking to her. But how does God speak to us? There are many, many ways in which that can happen. But let me relate a story. My now son-in-law was dating my daughter, boyfriend and girlfriend. And he invited me out for lunch. It was at a coffee shop in our area, and I knew the coffee shop owner quite well. So Judd said to me, Peter, why are you here? I said, no, the daughter's boyfriend wants to speak to me. He said, oh, that's going to be, he's going to want to say he wants to marry your daughter. I said, absolutely not. I don't think they're at that stage yet. And Judd said to me, Peter, if he asks you and the big question is asked, scratch your head and I will bring you a cappuccino to revive you. Well, we had a long lunch. We discussed everything. And as we were gathering to go, my son-in-law David picked up the question, Peter, I want to actually ask you if I can marry Tegan. Well, I tell you, I scratched my head. And miraculously, a cappuccino appeared out of nowhere. I had a big wink from Judd because he knew exactly what was going on. That was a very private signal between Judd and I. David at that stage knew nothing of the signal that was going to happen. He was just surprised that a cappuccino arrived at that moment. And very often for me, sometimes signals from God are very personal. Sometimes that moment when our tummy just stirs. Some people say, my gut told me. When sometimes I just get on my conscience, I think I need to be listening to this. Those are the moments that we need to listen. Because very often they are private signals between God and ourselves. And so I often say to people, trust that signal. Yes, you may want to share it with somebody else afterwards and discuss the merits of it. But I think very often God is giving us answers. And we're busy pleading, Lord, tell me, give me a burning bush. Well, my information didn't come from a burning bush. It came from a cappuccino. So God may be giving you a signal in the most ordinary way. So let's keep listening. And so God bless and take care.